FFA Convention video spotlights on KRVN are sponsored by Landmark Implement, Pony Express Chevrolet Buick of Gothenburg, and Pony Express Ford of Minden. What is the third and final day of the Nebraska FFA State Convention? We begin to wrap up our interviews with the state FFA officers. Two of them joining us now. Thomas Perrin, who serves as state president, and state vice president is Abby Hodges. Good to visit with the two of you. We'll get some thoughts on retiring addresses coming up in a moment. But Thomas, when you look back in the past year, were there any particular initiatives or things that you and your teammates wanted to address that you had a chance to do so over the past year?
Yeah, when we all got together for the first time in April, we came up with our team goal for the year, and that was to really grow students and give them the possibility to grow into the best individuals they could be this entire year, and to also make those connections with those students. We have an entire year, 365 days, to represent Nebraska, as well as the students within this Nebraska FFA Association, and that was a really good goal that we set right back in April, that we really wanted to make that initiative and take that initiative to make sure students had that best possibility to grow.
It's exciting. More and more people are getting involved in agricultural education and FFA, but I suppose with 7 state officers, it makes it a bit challenging to try to reach 12,000 students across the state. What were some of the techniques that you deployed because of that?
So the best thing we use to our advantage is social media, making sure that we're posting about working with students, showing off students that have grown within themselves, within their supervised agriculture experience, or just within their chapter. Also, taking full opportunities when we are with students, whether that's at EDGE conference, COLT conference, or even most recently on chapter visits, making sure that we're making those connections and showing them the opportunities that are available to them within the organization at their community level, state level, and even at the national level.
Abby, we talk about chapter visits with each one of our interviews here. For you, as you look back at those, any particular stories of memorable things that happened on those you'd like to share with us?
I think, first of all, I came from southeast Nebraska, so when I traveled west, it was Kearney was western Nebraska, so a lot of traveling went on. I had a chapter visit on my birthday, and so the Shelby Rising City chapter really celebrated me well, and so it was honestly the best possible thing to do on your birthday was to be with students and members and get to hang out with them.
Well, one of the things I can't wait to see is your retiring address. What is your retiring address titled? What's your message to the members?
My retiring address is titled Overwhelmed with Joy. And the basis of it is often we get overwhelmed with all of the stuff we have to do, like schoolwork and extracurriculars and things like that. But instead of being overwhelmed with stress, I try to be overwhelmed with joy and look for the joy in all of those moments.
Thomas, let's get your thoughts on your retiring address. You delivered at the 7th and final session. No pressure or anything for you. It's the final message that members will hear. What are you going to share with them?
So my RA is titled Valuable, and I talk about having that true value that an individual holds and not comparing yourself to everybody around you. As an individual, you hold an initiative and a value that no one else has, and making sure that you're looking at the joy that can come from the activities and the interests you have, as well as not comparing yourself to people around you, not being stressed and overwhelmed with how others are doing, just focusing on yourself and where you want to go in your life.
Let's look and think big picture here for a second. Thomas, how do you see this past year serving as state FFA president and as one of these 7 officers? How do you see that propelling you in your future?
I see it giving me an opportunity to meet so many more people. The amount of people I've met this year has really opened the doors to a bunch of opportunities, not only in the business and industry side of agriculture, but also getting to the community level as well, getting to interact with different communities and being able to go back to those communities and be a mentor, be a coach wherever I might end up someday, but also giving me that step forward to have communication skills, being able to talk and make those connections with those that are around me.